My name is Pia Di Ciaula. I'm a film and television editor. I've edited Tyrannosaur, The Crown, and A Very English Scandal. I have a film being released this year called Hope Gap. It's a film starring Annette Bening, Bill Nighy, and Josh O'Connor. And it's a family drama about separation and divorce and how it affects not only the older couple, but their son. I originally wanted to be a fashion photographer. I love faces and expressions, so that kind of led me directly and beautifully into editing. I find that editing is much more complex and collaborative, so I love it. And when you have an idea, you just run to work because you want to implement it, and it's so exciting. I want to know what my initial reactions are to the rushes. If I have any visceral feelings, I write them down. I don't want to forget my unbiased initial reactions. Then I create a clip, my selected clip, and I put all the dialogue in script order from all the actors, starting from wide to close. And that allows me to really check the nuance in a performance. And the shape and structure will jump out at me. I'll create comps so that my assistant can finesse them, and then I just keep finessing. A Very English Scandal was a very comedic but sinister piece, and it had dark elements. So I think my challenge was to balance the comedy and darkness. Since it was a quirky piece, I was able to inject a lot of style to it. For instance, the split screens for the phone calls were not scripted or shot in that way. So I had to find a way to make the timing and rhythm of their dialogue gel with the rhythm that I wanted. The rhythm and the pace is almost everything. You have to vary the pace as well. You can't just have something on one level. You have to vary the pace so that you get a bit of excitement, inject some energy, and then you have to slow it down for emotion. So it's integral to an editor's tools. I edited The Crown with Stephen Daldry, and when I worked with him, the sky was the limit. If I wanted a shot, no matter how complicated or how expensive, if he agreed, he made every effort to get it. And that's the beauty of working with companies like Left Bank and Netflix. It's all about the art and the program, and they really encourage creativity and originality. The Avid and nonlinear editing has allowed the editors a lot more freedom. It's a lot more work, mind you, but it's more freedom to create an original piece and to have control over the final film. I began cutting film, and a tool on the Avid that I absolutely love, and it's a simple little tool, but it's the unintentional splice tool. I put it across all my tracks, and it allows me to check sync, because I don't like locking my tracks. I prefer to be a little more free-flowing. When I add a beat to a shot, I also like seeing the unintentional splice, because it shows me where my original splice was, and how close I'm getting to it, and if I had chosen the right frame to begin with in my assembly. I don't personally have an Avid at home, simply because I would be on it 24/7. The Avid is like a magnet for me, and I would always be trying things, but I find it's healthy to walk away from the cutting room, go home, but the film never leaves my head. I'm always thinking about ways to solve a problem or how I can improve a scene. And so sometimes when I go to bed, something will flash and I'll get an idea, and or it happens in the morning, and then I just end up running to work because I'm so excited to try out this idea. And I think it's such a beautiful craft, and even to this day, the craft of editing fascinates me. An editor has to be a really good listener. You have to have a photographic memory because you're dealing with hours and hours of material. So you have to really look at the material in a nonlinear way and decide what shots work best. And you kind of have to see every shot as a nonlinear entity to help deliver the best narrative. Editors have to be patient. We have to be therapists. We have to be sympathetic to the director's moods. And sometimes we have to be strong and hold our ground and be confident that what we believe can actually work. The advice I would give to an assistant editor is ask the editor if you can edit some of the scenes. There's so much material, and assistants sometimes have a bit of downtime. So it's practice, practice, practice. Work hard, stay later, try to edit some shorts, get low budget features, and it's only by editing and collaborating with others that you learn the craft. So I would say work hard and keep editing.